Folks, it's been a little bit of time since I last recorded MegaLoot, but I have been enjoying the hell out of this game. Very, very fun. I do have some complaints, but we're going to get straight into it. This is an early access version of the game. Obviously, game releases on the 30th, or at least the embargo opens up then. And yeah, I've been having a good time with the game. So we're going to look over some of these characters. I have a much better understanding on what's going on with these characters now and how I'm supposed to build them. So we're going to pick one out, and we're going to just go for it, hopefully. Let's see what looks interesting. Let's go for Chromalure. This is a character I haven't tried yet. So they have, every time your health is about to take damage, negate it, convert 50% of it to poison, and apply it to yourself. And we also get 45% poison toxicity. So we have multi-attack, we have default toxicity, we have max mana, and we've got one physical attack. So this is like an elemental type character, I would say. So that's how we're going to be playing around this one. And we need to find some way to cleanse the poison off of ourselves and maybe do like a high HP centric build. I think that's the game plan. We'll try to play around that, and we've got this one negative that we've got to play around. So get a random status effect every turn. Is super dangerous because that can just kill us outright. Every battle is filled with 6 enemies. I don't mind that at all. I think Swarm is pretty good. And we've got Cinder damage, Dazzle damage, or Electric damage. These are all different modifiers that we can take advantage of. I like electricity quite a bit because it's a stun mechanic, and it shows up a little bit later. I don't think I've ever come across a cinder damage weapon. The cinder damage armor is quite good and quite late game. Let's go for a little bit of cinder damage, and maybe we can play into that later. We definitely care a lot about our max health, and having some inherent lifesteal sounds pretty good. So I think we'll use that as well, and that should be pretty good. So let's go ahead and run that. And yeah, since we're getting 2 total attacks, and we're an elemental build. Elemental and magic are 2 different things, but we'll go ahead and take this staff for now, just so we've got something to deal damage with. And we'll jump in. So this guy's got a stun attack. We're just going to murder him right away. And because we've got double attack, we're able to hit the guy behind. Bats are super weak early on, thankfully. They scale up to start doing some really significant damage. And one of the most important things that I've learned about this game, after playing it for a little bit, death message. I don't know what that was. That's interesting. Oh. TJ Zetsu's floor record. That's unfortunate. I think that's the... I don't know I've ever seen somebody die on floor 1. Rest in peace, that person, for sure. So let's go ahead and get all this stuff on, because all of this, even though I don't really care about the stats too much, I do care about the stats of the Amulet of Life, but like this wooden stuff, it's just for the gold multiplier early on. We don't really care too much about anything else. You can see we've only got the wood set active. We can have a maximum of 3 sets going at a time. We can upgrade our magical stick, so we'll definitely do that. And let's murder the Froak because he makes everyone else a little bit more annoying to deal with. That was a misclick, but it won't matter. We're definitely ahead of the curve, and you can see we've got that poison effect on us now, which is good to play around with here. You can see we took a fair bit of damage. We're definitely going to have to watch out for that. That seems pretty deadly. Recovery might be better on this character than I initially anticipated. We'll see if we end up playing around with that more. Okay, there we go. So we've got access to this blue helm. Little on the expensive side. 6% versus the 8% from the silver, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it because we've got these blue leather pants here too. So this game just got an update since the last time I played it. And it looks like the drop tables have been updated because we're getting significantly higher tier loot in the early game here than I would normally anticipate, which is cool. I'm into that. There's probably good reasons to do that. And we'll see how that changes strategies in the long term here. I imagine everything else should be relatively similar. We've got our first ring here. Might end up making use of that right away. We actually got double, so we might as well. So yeah, we've got some extra lifesteal. I think we want to play around, like getting our max health up as much as possible, and then going for strategies based around that. That's kind of the game plan. But obviously, it takes a while to get rolling in this game. The early game is just kind of figuring things out and trying to go quickly as well. 4% off of these boots. This modifier, by the way, the warrior set modifier, combat insight, is incredible because it's basically a parry every 5 attacks, and parries make it so you take 0 damage from an attack, and it also makes it so you don't get hit by modifiers as well. So it's exceptionally strong. Definitely one of the best effects in the entire game, as far as I'm concerned. At least as far as I've made it. Maybe it gets a little bit outclassed later on. We'll see. So this gives 3%, while this gives 6%, and I am willing to replace wood pretty much as soon as possible, to be totally honest. And go ahead and upgrade that. And I think we're gonna do a reroll here, because like, I don't care about any of this stuff right now. There we go. We'll upgrade there. We could get some wisdom going, which would increase our damage, as opposed to going for max health. I don't plan on going wisdom long term, so I think we'll just stick with the Amulet of Life for the time being, and we'll go for this upgrade. Maybe if we sell some stuff, we can make it there. We'll see. Yeah, there we go. That way we can get a little bit of extra money. Min-maxing your gold intake is pretty important as far as I've seen. It seems like the single best way to really power up in this game. There we go. Got a couple of hammers as well, which is of mild interest, I guess. We can buff up our helmet. We can buff up our wand. We're going to be able to... 80 gold. Jeez Louise. That's an expensive one. It might take a little bit. We'll see. These wooden shoes we know we're never coming back to, so we can just dump those right away. And if we get another green, we can upgrade our pants. But I think we're like a little ways from being able to get that. Multi-shield is a little annoying, but I think we can punch right through it for now, so I'm not terribly worried. And this guy's got 4 poison on him. At some point, we're going to have to start utilizing poison. I imagine that will be some point soon. Okay, here we go. So we've got the first thing that I need to essentially sacrifice. I don't have to, but this is just free stats for the rest of the game. So it's pretty much a no-brainer. You really, really should interact with this. So let's look around and see what we can do to get something a little bit stronger to sacrifice. And generally speaking, I like to sacrifice chest plates because they have the most stats. But obviously pants are pretty good too, so we could sacrifice our leather pants. Let's keep rolling in the early game here. I'm not too concerned. Can get rid of these shoes to get a couple of extra rolls. I could do the lifesteal, because I don't plan on going for a gold build. That seems like a pretty logical one to pass up, and we've already got like extra lifesteal already built into the build. And we're going to be going for lifesteal and max health overall, so I think that's probably what I'm going to do, is sacrifice the greed ring. And we're pretty much out of rerolls at this point, so I think that's the play. Go ahead and dismantle that. It'll reduce the amount of money we get for a little bit, but not by a significant margin. So that should be pretty handy, so long as we continue surviving. Okay, so we got hit by weakness, which is going to reduce my attacks. But, oh, so is this guy dead? For each stack, deal poison damage at the end of the turn. Okay, so it's probably the end of my turn. Yeah, so he just died on his own. And this guy's already dead, too. Cool. Yeah, so early game, there's really not much influence we can have on a lot of our stuff. Because this character is designed around what would you call it? An ability that shows up later in the game. So, you know, it's only so useful now. I don't want to save up 200 for this greed ring. It's going to take way too long. One thing that I've noticed is that there's sometimes like overpriced stuff in the shop that'll kind of bait you to holding on to it for a very long time. And it's particularly dangerous to try and actually go for them. So we're gonna avoid that entirely and not worry about it. We got some Orion's leggings. And that would give us a new modifier, which would be armor break. I don't care at all about armor break. It's just completely useless for what we're doing. So, yeah. No interest in that. Let's go ahead and do a little reroll. Silver is a set that I was considering because it's got cleanse attached to it. I wouldn't mind doing like a long-term transition over to silver armor. And here's a good opportunity. So hopefully we can make that work. Because yeah, there's some silver sets that we can start to play around with long term. Oh, we got another death message. So these are new. I should hold on to them and see if I can like combine them or whatever. Because maybe there's some sort of shenanigans that I can pull with them. Maybe they're useful for something more than just, you know, looking at and laughing at people who died early game. Because Lola Mao. I mean, this game, to be fair, if you're brand new to this game, it's real hard. This is a very tricky game. Let's go ahead and do a little reroll. We got some Mystic Shoes. Don't hate that. That would be really nice for the meantime while I'm using magic damage. I can't fit it on right now because we've got 3 modifiers, which is unfortunate. I think we'll buy this. We'll close in on that as an option. We've got Mana Guardian. Mana Guardian can be really good early game. Chainmail is pretty handy too because it's just a generic armor piece. We'll see how we do here. There's definitely some good options popping up. Got a Hunter's Ring, which is critical hit damage. And the Hunter effect gives you the critical hits as well. I think they increased the value that you get from selling now, which is interesting. 7% versus 10%, so this leg piece is still better for now. There we go. Managed to get our mythic up to, or our legendary up to a mythic, which is great. I'm gonna not buy either of these for now. As tempting as it is, I think we should wait until we come across another magic weapon for the time being. I think that makes the most sense. But yeah, some of the things, now that we're in like the gameplay loop, there's some things that I want to talk about in this game that I dislike, because as much as I really do enjoy this game, there's some things that frustrate me about it too. One of the things is that there's like very little gameplay variance, and the power scaling is exceedingly linear, so you're very rarely to ever encounter any major like skill bumps where it's like, oh shit, things are getting serious now. I feel like this game needs some of those moments where it's like, here's something. The real Dark Souls starts here. That's what I want. And I haven't really experienced any of that yet, so I'm really hoping that as they continue to flesh out the game and, you know, make things work, that it's going to have more of that, because I really believe that it needs it, and that it would improve the game vastly. 9% versus 6% is a thing. Very, very vaguely a thing, but this is 12%, so I'd probably rather go that line if given the option. Yeah, so let's not worry about that for now. We're gonna roll a couple more times, get a better helmet, and we'll get these better pants. Let's just murder some dudes. Finally got the mana piece. This guy's already dead thanks to the poison. I'm definitely liking the poison. This is my first time using a poison build, and it feels pretty good so far. Here's the mana gauntlet that I was wanting. It's a little bit late, but I'll grab it anyway. And hopefully we can ramp up into that. That seems pretty decent. And yeah, we're gonna have to generate some money, but I think we're gonna get there with the way the money has been working as of late. So I am okay with that. Let's go ahead and start selling off like crazy. We can just sell this legendary magic stick, and then this is 12 and 13%. And then we've got this mana guardian piece, which we should definitely place there. And now we're not wearing steel anymore, which means I can put these Zephyrs on, which is going to grant Spellbind, as well as the 45% increased magic damage, which is a lot of damage. And then we only need to replace 2 pieces to get this next part going. And going into silver. We've got some fair leggings there, so that should be pretty good. You can see our damage is up here, by the way. This is the number you should be keeping an eye on to know how much damage I'm doing at any given time. Okay, so we've got more legendary pants. These are getting more upgraded than I really ever intended them to, but that's how it be, I guess. That's how it be. I might sacrifice my Amulet of Life here at some point in the near future. That's a legendary chainmail. That's kind of nice. Probably not going to bother with it, but it's tempting. It's tempting to have those flex spots. Because you only get such a limited set of stuff to work with. You can only have those 3 sets. It means that sometimes it tends to be like a really, really valuable spot, right? Having some armor by default would be pretty good. I kind of want to see what this does. It doesn't have any stats on it, but I'm so curious. This is like, I wouldn't recommend this play, but let's do it. I want to see if it does anything. It did nothing. Okay, so now we know. I just wasted one of the most valuable resources in the entire game there. I would not recommend doing that. But I had to know. I had to know if it did something, and now we know. Which is, you know, I guess worth. Painful, but worth. Okay, let's go ahead and sell one of those off. We need to do some upgrades here. It's high time. We've got a Faith Ring. Faith is good for elites. It basically just increases the damage you deal to them, which is pretty handy. I'm gonna say that if I'm going to be running anything, it's probably gonna be the silver set. If I get rid of the mana pieces. By the way, these are this is like multiplying the damage with the mana guardian piece, which is pretty good. And this is obviously they're working together to multiply one another, which is solid. It's a decent effect. Now the Ether Crest set is kinda insane, dude. It's very, very strong. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. Ether, whatever you prefer, however you want to pronounce it. These guys are gonna steal my money, and there's nothing I can do about that. So I should spend down as much as I can. The Echo Shadow is a pretty good mid-game weapon. I don't mind it at all. And as you can see, the money scaling is pretty good too. I'm gonna sell this so that way I can do another couple rerolls. There we go. And This ring is really good. If I'm going to get rid of this, then this will be gotten rid of as well. And, yeah, I can't really afford to lock this down. But this is where we're at. These guys are going to steal my money and run away. Because that's just what they do. Very, very annoying. This only happens when you have the 6x effect. Where there's like 6 times the amount of enemy or whatever. So it's rather annoying. But, you know, sometimes you have to deal with that. Welcome to video games. Sometimes you have to deal with things that you don't like. Okay, right. Set limit. So we got to pull this off, put that on, and now we can start working with the shadow set, which is pretty good. I think the shadow set's quite strong. That said, it's kind of dead weight right now, annoyingly. Let's go ahead and do a reroll, see if we... Oh, my goodness, 1k for that. That's never, ever happening. That's literally never happening. Here's where I'm wishing I'm kicking myself for not taking the chain set, obviously. We're going to drop our wisdom down and favor the better pieces here. So let's dump both of these. And what leggings are we going to go with? Definitely not the leather boots. But I think we're going to be going with something like this. And then we've got our silver set active. So we can place the Faith on, which is going to be better against elites. And we're going to have a crappy helmet on for the time being. These mana gauntlets are never coming back into play, so I'm going to go ahead and dump all of those. And yeah, now we're starting to see the build come together a little bit. This thing, you might think it would be like a really good one to sacrifice, but the problem with it is that it's just genuinely very bad. Like it's so early game, it's not even worth considering. And now our inventory is a little bit clearer. I don't know if there's any point in holding on to stuff until later, by the way. You got to keep in mind that all my knowledge resources are just like me playing the video game by myself. So there's only so much I know. But I'm trying my best to learn everything there is about this video game, because like I said earlier, I have a good time with it. There we go. It's a nice kill. So we're down to... Oh, I had to skip there? I wonder why I had to skip. Interesting. I gotta pay closer attention to that. We're at 732. We're not far off the buy value of this Mythic Shadow Staff, so I'm kind of considering it at this point. That might be a reality in our near future. Which seems pretty good. These guys are a non-threat for the most part, especially on their own, thankfully. We got some turtle boots. Turtle boots are pretty sick. Toughness is a super strong effect. I do like it quite a lot. Oh, we got another death message from someone. Just gonna sell that off right away. But yeah, this game has a leaderboard, and I'll show that off once we're done this run. We'll see how well I do this run. Generally, I've been doing pretty okay, but, you know, it's one of those things where the people who are playing this game, they're early access Andes. They're the Giga gamers. And I get the feeling that I'm a little bit late to the party when it comes to, you know, just play testing in general with this one. The damage output's been looking pretty good so far. How did my attack get reset over there? I wanted to kill this guy. There we go. This guy's got 4 poison on him. I want to see what happens. So the poison just stays. So we're very close to our 1k at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and sell this off, and we do have 1k, but that's a little annoying. It would be nice if it, like, when I hover it, it shows the exact value, but it apparently doesn't. So that's kind of problematic for me. I should only have to kill one more set of enemies. This is a really dangerous set of enemies, by the way, because this guy's gonna stun me. These guys are gonna steal my money. Oh my god, look at how much money I just lost. And there was, like, nothing I could do about it. That's something that I find particularly frustrating about this game, is that the only way to, like, multi-attack certain enemies is by using a very specific set of armor, which we're obviously going to be incorporating long-term into our set here. Because not having multi-attack is just game-losingly bad. Okay, so we can finally upgrade this. Let's go ahead and sell this immediately. We can buy this, swap it over, and now we're free to start rolling again. So that commitment, that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. Maybe that commitment wasn't worth it, and I might have put myself in a lot of peril by going for that. You can see that we're taking a pretty significant amount of damage now. And we'll see if we'll be able to recover or not. With any luck, we will. Okay, so we can finally sacrifice something. Let's go ahead and do a reroll. I'm not really sure exactly what I'm after. The Ether Crest helmet would be giving me a pretty decent amount. That's definitely something worth considering. And I'd rather give armor over just about anything. Armor or health. Heal power could be cool. I don't know how heal power works. I think I'm game to give that a try, though. I think this is going to do a multiplicative thing, so I'm going to take that and try that out. 16 damage is no joke, so let's see if we can rip through that guy really quick. That was pretty good. Let's just kill the slime. That way we're minimizing our damage. We're definitely doing good damage here at this point. And that is what I like to see. That said, our set is kind of bad. So, if we can improve that, that would be great. Would love that. If we could improve our set a little bit. But, this game, it's like a fine balance between doing enough damage and, what's the word? It's a fine balance between doing enough damage and also generating a good amount of money. This guy's a total bastard with his barrier, by the way. I could see myself dying here. Okay. Thankfully, that poison reset. That is ideal. Ooh, we've got some more Ether Crest pieces, and we've got Freeze, so we finally got a piece to start generating. Oh yeah, by the way, we could just pivot to physical. This silver sword would be great. I think we might do that. Because we're not really set in stone with magic. We're an element build. We might just play around with that. That guy just stole my money because I'm bad. I swore I hit the button, but I guess I didn't. Okay. So if we're going over to a silver set, this might end up getting dropped. How much money do I need for the sword? 200? How much is this guy selling for? 800? So yeah, we're making it there. We're gonna do that transition right now. It seems like a pretty logical one. And now we're pure silver, so this sword's gonna do crazy, crazy deeps, which is awesome. And we've got money to spare, so let's start playing around with that. 4-man set is really, really helpful, because it's Anti-Steal and Edge of Death, which are two pretty good effects. Anti-Steal is obvious. Edge of Death is a little bit less obvious. I'll show that off. Oh. The menus in this game aren't quite as sticky as I would like. Sometimes it's hard to, like, get to the thing. Here we go. So your health cannot fall below 1 on the first turn. So that can be pretty good if you've got, like, a high damage build. You can just kind of survive stuff. We've got some electricity starting to show up, which is pretty good. You can see that we've only got silver active, so we could start playing around with extra pieces like this, which will grant me 9% versus the 6%, and that's only white, so we'll definitely grab that right away. And yeah, we should definitely start thinking about money, because these are not big money generators overall. The silver sword is kind of our big money generator overall. It's pretty much the only thing we've got to seriously work with. And this guy's going to do a ton of damage, so we want to rip through him real quick. Okay. They're actually on my health finally. Ooh, a wisdom ring. That's useless, but it's decent max health, I guess. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna keep it. Probably just gonna sell it off. Whoa, mythic doctor's call. I'm gonna hold on to that as a sell item, or as a conversion. I think that'd be pretty good. And we're looking pretty decent here. Finally, I can upgrade this dang sword. Got some blue Ethercrest stuff. Ethercrest, so sometimes you just like keep an alternative set to pivot to, or at least I do. I don't know if it's like the optimum play, but it seems like it works out pretty well for me on the regular. And based on what I've seen on the leaderboards, it seems like that is a reasonable tactic. We're probably not going to ever swap back to the common Silver Knight helmet, but the mercenary set can sometimes be like overkill and not handy, so maybe we'll dump that. We'll see. Let's go ahead and roll. We're officially getting pretty full in our inventory here. It's okay. We've got an Ethercrest blade, so we can start doing element finally, which is really good because this whole build is centered around doing element. So we can start to transition over to that, which is exactly what we're gonna do. And the Ethercrest should make us significantly more money as well, which is good. Let's go ahead and get rid of our rare shadow, and we're gonna swap over to Ethercrest set and see how we're looking. So 27% versus the 34% of that sword, so significantly less, but 14%, 13%, 27 and 21 versus the 9%, 11%, 12%, and 3%. So it's significantly more than the silver set overall. And the silver ring's kind of dead weight now. It's not very helpful, so we're going to replace that as well. And these are legendary, and they only cost 240, so I'm going to go ahead and grab those right away. Might as well. This ring is based off a silver multiplier, which isn't helpful. I might keep some of my silver set. It has served me well. It'd be nice to pivot back to this sword because it's kind of badass. It's kind of a really good sword, but I need like a modernized silver set armor set. So like, this would be a piece I'd keep. I'd get rid of the rest of these probably. That's likely how I'd play that. I'm not going to bother upgrading the sword, because I don't want to be bouncing back and forth between armor sets over and over and over again. Seems a little silly, but we'll see how the freeze plays for us here. It should be pretty good. Should be pretty decent, because freeze is I haven't actually done like a pure elemental build. I've done partial element builds, but not one that's exclusively element. So that's kind of the idea behind this build, and we'll see how well it does. Because it seems like elements in general are very, very strong. Because they just do normal damage plus have an effect, which is kind of a no-brainer in a lot of scenarios. It seems like it might be the best of both worlds. We've got this new ring. We're tripled up now. We've got the Ancient Ice set as well as the Swiftness set, which doubles our attacks. Which is super good, by the way. I love having doubled attacks. Definitely, there's been times when I've played this game where I've pretty much exclusively made sure that I could have that effect going. Okay, so here we can finally get rid of one of our things. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be Mythic Nature's Collar, if I can't find anything else that I want to get rid of. This necklace is super dead weight at this point, so I'm just gonna sell it. And let's keep on rolling. We've got a lot of money. Gotta see what we can do with it. I'm gonna dump this helmet because I was already talking about that. We're gonna dump this thing. Dump that. Get rid of these. Inventory's starting to look a little more clear. Get that up to... Ooh, up to legendary. That's really good. That's very good. And this thing is actually pretty reasonably priced as well. Okay. Well, we didn't really get any, like, super fancy upgrades, but we're just going to take the heal power, because that should be pretty handy. There we go. So we're going to be able to, like, super heal, which is the idea, if I ever take physical damage. And our damage being at 248 is pretty acceptable. That is not too shabby. We're definitely ahead of the curve, I would say. We're looking pretty good. I'm gonna save for the helmet, because that's going to be a straight upgrade pretty much right away. I'm going to have to upgrade it outside of battle since I can't equip while in battle. There we go. And we'll grab that. Ooh, that's fun. Adaptive attack. Increase your current attack damage. This is the kind of weapon you run on, like, when you're doing a build that's surrounded by, you know, throwing your attack over and over into there. That's when I like to use that. But not helpful on this run. But definitely something I'd like to play around with in the future. I haven't had the chance to do a build surrounding that thing yet. Okay. All the nasty modifiers. We're definitely getting quite tanky. And we're up to all reds. That is juicy. I love that. That looks really good. I'm definitely sticking with the Ethercrest dagger. I'm not going to pivot over to magic. I don't really have any purpose behind that. Now, the demonic set is absolutely game-breakingly broken, and I will swap out the silver as soon as I can. The only reason to have silver set still going is because it makes it so I don't ever take damage, so long as I've got poison active, which is very strong. I'm going to grab these boots just as an option. I don't think they're going to be the ones that I end up using, but might end up being a thing. We'll see. Nothing too crazy there. We do have the option to upgrade this sword just in case I want to go silver again. Don't know if we will, but it's a minimum. It's probably worth just to, like, have it available as an option. Got another adaptive piece here. Nothing too crazy. I'm trying to, like, pick up the pace because this game, it just kind of goes forever. It really does. And you'll probably start to notice that. I don't know how far people are going to make it into this video, because I imagine we're just going to keep going. Oh, we finally got a ring upgrade. That's nice. Just a raw physical attack % up is pretty cute, but once again, we're doing elementals, so it's not that important. If we were doing a physical attack, that would be great. We got another Ethercrest, and we got Malice. Malice is a pretty good effect, but we're not really playing around it this run. That's not the objective. We're going to stop buying the bottom level to these things, because I just don't think they're going to help me very much anymore. I think they're just inferior to some of the other things I could be getting at this point. And we finally got the ability to place an item. Okay. This is the tough part. This is where it gets tricky. This is always like the single most important pick in the entire game. I feel like this is where runs are made or broken. Is based off the choice that you throw in here. And remember, we're not planning on permanently staying with the Ethercrest set. We want to go to a poison set eventually. Whenever that happens to show up. I don't know when it will, but it should show up at some point. And in the meantime, we just gotta keep on rolling, I guess. Insight's super, super broken. When attacking, consume all stacks and gain 100% magic attack per stack. You can completely break the game with that. But obviously that's not really what we're going for right now. I could use some more max health, and this is giving me 20, which is not bad. So that might end up being the option. The other choice is to give myself flat magic, or flat freeze attack bonus, which is pretty good. But I'm going to take the max HP, because I think that defense is as important as offense in this game. And if you don't play around both, you're going to die. You can be as offensively perfect as possible, and enemies are still going to get hits in, and you need to be ready to deal with that. Sometimes in a lot of these sort of games, you can just kind of get away with being an idiot and, you know, stacking all of the craziness forever, and it just works. But I've found that that's definitely not a thing in this game. I think I want to get electricity as another bonus effect. I think that would be really good. Oh, we've got another death message. Look at that. We've also got a demonic helmet, so I'm looking for demonic ring, ideally. 53% versus 26%, so it is granting more money. I think we should take that because at the very least... You know what? I think we should put on the demonic set right now, and I think it's going to make our lives a lot better. I'm going to take this ring off and put on one piece of demonic, and we're going to grab this, and now you get to see the power of demonic, which applies multi-attack, and yeah, all of a sudden the game is stupid. I don't know what the hell they were thinking when they added this in, but it is all kinds of fucked up. It is very stupid how strong it is, because like this is one button click and everybody just dies every time. And yeah, it's weird. Like I feel like demonic just completely breaks the game. And I probably should have put it on sooner, to be honest. I'm still looking for a couple doodads and whoozy watsits and all that sort of thing. Like, we've reduced our damage a fair bit by putting on the demonic set, because keep in mind that the multiplier from the legendary freeze is a thing. But it doesn't really matter, because we're doing 3x damage output, or like maybe even more than 3x, maybe like 6x damage output simply by doing this, which is ridiculous, obviously. But yeah, as we have to deal with more of these things, we'll see how we handle it. What's this ring? Elemental power? That's sick. That's exactly the kind of thing that I want to buff up. So let's go ahead and grab that. I don't want to get rid of my silver entirely. Let's get rid of the malice ring instead. And these are blue. Hang on. Ugh, what do I get rid of? I'm less interested in the faith. We'll get rid of that. Okay, so we can get these demonic leggings on now as well, which could be good. I guess we'll do that. I'm gonna get rid of the silver sword. I think it's kind of... It never came back into play, and I'm okay with that. I am totally fine with that at this point. You can see our damage has gone down to 165, which isn't great. But, ooh, 32 poison on us. Let's see how this plays. Keep in mind we have a crap ton of healing, so hopefully that does its job. At the end of my turn is when the poison procs. We now have more poison damage afflicting us than we do have health. So, we need some more health. And that's one way of getting it, potentially. Here, let's go ahead and do that. So we're finally using the convert. I'm gonna... This guy's not dead, so I'm gonna guarantee that he dies. There we go. So we're at very, very low health. I can't convert again. I'm probably dead because I've played a little bit too sloppily. That's okay, though, because you get a respawn every time that happens. So let's just make sure that we have more of this on, and that'll increase our damage even more. And the reason we had more demonic on instead of more of this, more of the Ethercrest set, is because this gives me more money, which allows me to buy stuff faster and basically cycle items faster. And that's the primary objective of the game, obviously, is to just cycle items as fast as possible and outpace the game. But it's done a good job of catching up here, so we'll have to be a little bit more careful. At least for the time being. Let's look around for some items. We have tons of cash. There we go. That's a big upgrade. Up to a mythic Ethercrest blade. So yeah, we should rip through these guys now. No problem. There we go. That's pretty nice. And you can see there's like this modifier on the character, and when we get to this next screen, now we're no longer under its effects, which is pretty nice. I grabbed this to do electricity, but I also love 20% elemental health or elemental power. That's super good. That said, I think the stun from electricity is going to be the most valuable right now. So let's take that, and we'll go for the legendary later. Let's try to make it stronger, electricity, if we can. Gonna roll like crazy. I hope we can get something slightly more potent. Lots of things we can't buy, but that's okay. Not too worried about that. The power increase is nice, but having to wear gold is it's just not that good. I find 7 electricity versus the 24. Got another blue helmet, so we can go up to red, which isn't bad. Starting to run quite low, and I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, so we're gonna go for this, which grants 24 electricity, also some magic attack. I don't know how that's going to play. We'll see. I think we're still going to be attacking with the highest attack, which is going to be, yeah, it's so we're attacking with freeze because that's our highest attack number. But in theory, we should be applying electricity now, I think. Yes, yeah, that blue signal is electricity. Let's go ahead and swap over some more demon parts, because I think we can get away with it. There we go. So keep in mind that we get 4 attacks. So we just need to kill every single enemy in 4 attacks, and we're golden. We have nothing to worry about, which is pretty good. Do a couple of rerolls. I should be doing rerolls every single fight, essentially. Not just whenever I feel like it. There we go. Dodge chance is obviously one of the biggest concerns for me at this point. This weapon is it's got some stuff on it. It's tempting to play around with that. We'll see. Ah, and here's where the silver comes back in. But this doesn't have a silver modifier. Weird. Weird. But I guess we could have that with... I don't know, it's weird. The royal set's super weird. I don't know if it's that good. It seems kind of mediocre. We need another ring, though, that's for certain. What I wouldn't give for a demonic ring. What is this? Shard of Power. That is significantly better than what I'm wearing. That's so good. Definitely put that on. 45 max health is pretty good. We could run this and just get ready to sacrifice it. The wisdom is obviously for a different damage type that we're not using, so we won't worry about that. But yeah, you can see our money is starting to climb, which means I need to be spending. Oh, we've got another blade. So this is just another freeze attack weapon. I'm going to go ahead and try to power that up. And we're going to sacrifice that for some extra freeze damage until we find some form of natural poison dealing. Because I think that would be really good. I got rid of this legendary sword, but it came back. It came back. We're gonna dump our silver. It's time. Let's go ahead and commit to what we've got. Not worry too much about looking over our shoulder at what we had. It's about what we have now. Let's go ahead and try to aim for that. Our boots are already legendary, so they're a ways away from being useful again. Open this up, see what we get. Wisdom, magic attack, magic attack. That's a lot of money, at least. That's pretty nice. I do like having lots and lots of money. Apparently I've been sitting on that this whole time. 30% versus 53%. We're trying to max out our cash flow with what we have. Even though, honestly, the demon set isn't the best cash set in the game. Not even by a long shot. But we're just kind of working with what we have. And I need to have at least one demon piece. I'm looking for the demon ring. If I can find the demon ring, we're cooking. Finally, that's good. So we're gonna be sacrificing this for like a whole bunch of HP, ideally. That's the game plan. This is just straight up a better armor piece, which is pretty darn nice. Got a mythic. This is huge. That's super good. Definitely want that. It costs 4.1k though, so we're a ways away. And here we finally get to place our items. So, it's gonna be the HP for sure. I need the extra HP. We need to get that scaling. That's what this is all working toward long term. Hopefully we can get there in a reasonable amount of time. Our HP is still quite low, to be totally honest. That's another death message from somebody. Rest and rip. Rip in peace. Get avenged. So electricity gives a 25% chance for enemies to just not be able to attack, which is obviously kind of dummy good. Oh my god. They're doing some nasty things to me here. Holy shit. I don't know what happened on my turn 1 there, but it was not good. Thankfully we came out of it alright. Okay. We need some HP multipliers at this point. We've got electricity going. So at this point we're looking to just get some more elemental activations going. That's a big part of what we want. So we don't need to worry about electricity anymore. Unless we want to swap over to an electricity set, which I don't. I'm pretty happy with the current set we have. I think it scales very well. And it's pretty darn effective. That's a lot of lifesteal. That's an awful lot of lifesteal. What's my lifesteal at? I haven't taken a look in a while. My heal power is 60%. My lifesteal is 34%. So on hit, we should be healing quite a lot. I don't think that ring's worth the cash right now. There it is. There it fricking is, dude. The ring. One ring to rule them all. Now we can pivot out of all these other demonic parts and start looking for some other stuff. It's quite possible I rolled past this ring a couple times, by the way. That's a thing that happens. I'm human. I'm trying to go fast. I'm trying to make this an entertaining video for y'all. You all... I don't know. I don't know. Ooh, percent health. That's... Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. So yeah, now I'm pretty free to start pivoting away from my current set, which is very nice. Not exactly certain what I want to pivot to, but we'll see. I'm definitely just really happy to have a lot of the stuff that I do have, though. Got some pretty nice tools to work with. There we go. Let's keep on swapping stuff around. I thought we had the upgrade there, but apparently not. There we go. Legendary sword. We're going to be able to up our damage by quite a lot with that. Okay. Just blast them. Right now, the full electricity set is kind of looking like the best option for me. Most annoyingly, we're starting to get some really crazy gear now. Some wacky stuff is showing up. That's 75% lifesteal for 6k. That's a lot of lifesteal. Our health is still really low, though. I need to swap to a health designed build is the main issue. Okay. So, here we are again. I was planning on getting rid of this sword, and I think I will. I think this is pretty much exactly where I want it, which is going to give me a huge damage increase. And that's something that I need, because obviously enemies are getting increasingly tanky. And I'm going to grab this, even though it's a little bit weird. That's just 150% power. We could pivot off of the crystal set if we buy this. It costs 16k. So I'm going to start re-rolling for other stuff as well while we're at it. And I need to find a new type of elemental damage, because obviously this scales exclusively with the crystal set, which is super outdated at this point. But yeah, sometimes it's really hard to pivot off of a set. I think that's how runs die, is, you know, struggling to find the next big set bonus to go with. And obviously our money is just getting kind of worse and worse as we go here. Yeah. That's the struggle right now. Mythic. Ooh, that's great. That's very good. That's just extra money for me. Extra 46% off of that. Go ahead and buy that now. That's 100 plus 150 electricity. Oh man, do we go to an electricity build? That is the question. We can get percentage freeze attack if we give up our Ethercrest ring, which definitely seems like maybe the next natural step at this point. Because then we have a natural 30% freeze attack bonus, and we've already got built-in freeze attack. So I think that's pretty worth it. Like, see, we've got 441 built-in freeze attack here. And that's going to be pretty effective. Cosmic pants. I'm good. I'm good. Not planning on going with that sort of build here. Should still be rolling. Elemental power is definitely what I'm talking about. That's the sort of thing I need in life, for sure. But you can see, like, we're at the power level on this run where I just, like, don't even care. I don't even care what the enemies are doing. It's just what I'm doing. Which is kind of cool. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think about the weird, crazy power scaling in this game? Like, have I got it all figured out? Or is this still easy mode? I don't know. Also, on top of that... Yeah, we're taking that 75% life... Our health is too low to even care right now. That's not relevant. We should care about something else. Like what? I guess we can get the 20% elemental bonus. That's pretty good. That is acceptable. But we definitely need to get our health up. And I think this mythic ring is what we're giving up next. I need to remind myself of that. Ooh, vampiric. Here we go. So, 68% max health. And vampiric is cast drain every turn. And drain will heal me. I think vampiric would be pretty sick. Let's go ahead and try to run that. Oh, we've got Dazzle as well. Holy moly. We're going to have one of everything. This is what I mean by the dismantles being the single most important choice in the entire game. Because I have, right now, like, I could dismantle this and get 68% bonus health and 60 armor flat forever. I could dismantle this and get 50% bonus health. I could dismantle this and get 125 Dazzle per hit. Like, all that is crazy. I should probably go for a Dazzle set, though. That seems like the next most natural choice here. Now that we've got access to this 150 power ring, I think that's going to give me a lot more damage than this will. Let's see, 748, 372 versus 522, 926. Never mind, I'm wrong. I am incorrect. But it does give me more money than the demonic ring, so I'll do that. I'll do that, at least. It's not too bad. Okay. Good. We've got a demonic claymore. That's cool that it's got attack speed on it. That's not something I would have expected. Normally attack speed only shows up on daggers. Ooh, look at that. Our elemental damage rises 112%. Look at that. That's already more damage. That's great. That is very, very, very good. And we've got a Dazzle Dagger now. So we'll grab that. We'll start pivoting over to a Dazzle set. So we're going to probably start selling our Crystal soon. The only reason we have to hold on to Crystal for now is if enemies start getting outside of our damage range, we're going to have to pivot to more crystal gear, which would suck. That would be unfortunate, but, you know, that is the way of things. I think we're doing enough right now where I don't have to worry too much. Here we go. What are we getting? Useless, poison. We finally got our poison. Okay. Well, I guess that means we don't have to do Dazzle anymore. Dazzle's dead to us. We'll grab that, and now we can finally start doing our poison build. So I'm gonna dump this Dazzle dagger, and this is 125 Dazzle versus the 16 Dazzle of that, so if we're going to add Dazzle to the build, it'll be with the Mythic Ring. And we just need to start finding Dazzle or Poison armor pieces, which I don't know how easy that's going to be. We'll see. But this is giving me 127% gold versus the 40%. So I think we've only got 2 pieces of crystal left if we dump the dagger, which means that we can go to another demon piece, as well as the so we can take this, and I guess we'll dump the rare Ether Crest, or we'll dump this green helmet, because I might want some more freeze long term. We'll see. And then we can go demonic plus this, and now we've got significantly more gold generation, which is good. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. And yeah, we're gonna be kicking insane amounts of ass. So we'll see how this plays. That's a % freeze attack ring. We're already gonna be doing % freeze attack with this ring, so it doesn't matter to us. It's just inferior. Actually, it's not. Look at, if I get one more, it's gonna be even more than what I currently have, which is kind of crazy. Just, oh, not that. I thought we had, we've got like one of every color of this. This is not what I want. Okay. My inventory is definitely getting a little cramped. There we go. Good, 50% freeze attack. So I think we dump this Ethercrest ring, because this is just going to be way better to upgrade overall. And we're never going back to our Frost, unless we literally die right here. So that means we can dump all of our Ethercrest, I think. Let's do it. If I die, then I'll refactor my plan. But I think this is turning out the way that I had planned out in my head. We'll see. So look at that poison stack. We're getting significant poison stacking, that's for certain. It's a little sus. I don't know. I'm kind of terrified. But we're committed now. We are committed now. We could get the 60% power, the 75% power. Or, hear me out, we go for... Could get Dazzle, which would be the amount of sparkle stacks applied to target on hit, and it grants ephemeral armor. That's a nice way to get some extra tank stats for sure. Don't get me wrong, that is pretty good. 35% physical attack is pretty whatever. I think we'd rather have the extra stats from that. Let's do some rolling, I guess. I think that's the most natural play here at this point. Got some higher tier leggings. 79% versus the 67%. Ooh, look at that freeze attack. There we go. Now we're cooking. We're gonna have so much freeze attack. That's not really the centralizing part of the build. That's not what I was going for with this, but it's just kind of what's come about, just circumstantially. So I think that's the one to send. Okay, let's do it. There we go, 125% freeze attack. So we're at 1.2k damage, and a lot of that is just inherent to my character, which is very cool. I like that quite a lot. 50%. And that's giving 75%. Let's see how we're doing here. Dude, that's looking good. That's looking really good. And keep in mind that we just increased the amount of money that we gain by, like, quite a bit by upgrading the different parts that we were using. So hopefully our money gen is going to be keeping up and ideally even surpassing what I'm going for. Got another death message. Milkshake, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Buckaroo. Rest easy, knowing that I got this. This is a solid run. People are gonna see the length of the run and they're gonna be like, Jesus Christ, what is this game, dude? It just keeps going, and it sure does. I think that's something that I'd like. That's something that Nova Drift actually recently implemented. Is a what do you call it? A last boss, I guess, quote unquote, and then it goes into infinite. This mask is fucking crazy, by the way. I love the modifier of all enemies receive lethality. Super, super strong. I'd have to dump my my chest plate for it. How much is it granting money-wise? 466%. That's a lot. I'm gonna grab it and see if I can't make that work. I'm gonna keep an eye out for... Oh! Elemental power? What? Okay, well that's the next set we're working toward, obviously. I don't think I've ever seen that. Actually, maybe... You know, I think I have. I just forgot it existed. But yeah, that's gonna be... That's gonna be the next set for sure. Because that's literal no-brainer, that's what we're doing type stuff. So, with this dagger, we're forced into... Oh, by the way, because it's got Chromalure, this character has Chromalure by default, which means that this is like your 4th status, and that's why I'm able to equip this. I totally forgot to mention that earlier. But it's that's actually a pretty important thing to note. So this is just granting speed, and then I just need Demon from one piece, and then the rest is going to be going into the Celestial. But the question is, do I want to run this in the meantime? Because Demon has to say. I think if you're doing like a strong competitive run, you need to run Demon. There's no question about it. It's too good. It needs to be nerfed. I think it's that strong. I am willing to run this over my demon mask and my armor, I think, and just do this. And I think that's worth it because these are giving me a combined 200, and this is giving me 466. So that seems worth it to me, especially considering how long I kept it frozen for. And you can see that now anytime I hit into that 45% range, they just die instantaneously. Now we could just take the 255% power, but I don't think that's super worthwhile, to be totally honest. Let's keep rolling and see what we can find. We've got 6.6k now. And we could potentially find something... right now, Mythic Glimmer is the next one to do. And it will add kind of an annoying sound into the video game. Which is... I kind of don't want to use it. You know, I'm going to give the Eternal Ring of Power up for the Nightthorn. Actually, it's giving so much money. I could take the 75%. I think this is fine. That's fine for now. I'm gonna hold on to this and not do it for as long as possible. Because it does make a really annoying loud sound over and over. And I don't really want to put you guys through that forever. Like, it maybe like for a little while, but... you know, ideally we don't listen to that for ages. For time immemorial. These dodge guys are becoming increasingly problematic. I need a way to deal with them. And I don't really know what I'm going to do just yet. So hopefully something shows up and I'm inspired. I don't know. We'll see. Malice is one thing I could use. Every time the owner is attacked, apply malice equal to the... and deal damage equal to the amount of malice applied. It's kind of a thing. We finally got Cinder showing up, which is another armor set worth considering. But I think the Celestial set is going to be the best by a lot. So I still want to try and force that. I'm a little annoyed that nothing else from the Celestial set has shown up just yet. Despite my my rolling, we haven't found it. Got a little weapon upgrade finally. That's good to see. Yeah, I don't know how the RNG in this game works. A lot of the time, it really does feel like you can get exactly what you want when you want it. But sometimes it just feels literally impossible to find what you're after. And it's really frustrating when that happens. I don't know if there's like a good way of solving that, to be honest. Oh my goodness. Our ring is up to Abyssal. That's crazy. That is pretty crazy. Here we go. Elemental pants with max energy tied to them. And they don't have a modifier, which is really good. So, I mean, we're doing fine for now. I mean, I'd rather they have that modifier tied to them. They don't. Another one of these rings. Definitely keep an eye. Oh, hello, 316%. Might be worth grabbing that, and then finally I can put a shirt back on. What do we got? Wow, divine wooden shoes. Amazing. What a pull. That's incredibly crap. Okay, 111% with 316%, and then 77%. So we put that off on the side. And then we wait, I guess. Okay. Does that mean the vampiric chestplate is going? Because that means this should... I don't know. I like the vampiric set. Okay, demon, and then this. There we go. There's some more freeze attack that I think I'm done gathering up freeze attack. 225% power is pretty crazy. Transform critical strike into omni crit. Transform magic blitz into omni blitz, and lifesteal into omni vamp. Recover percent damage to health. When attacking, consume all stacks and gain 100% physical and magic attack per stack. Increase attack damage, physical and magic attack damage by 100% of critical. Whoa. Dude. What a crazy set. What a crazy set bonus. I gotta put this on. This is just better leggings. Okay. So that's great. We're going to add Dazzle finally, because I think well, we could just get like a crazy amount of power too. Getting Magic Blitz would break the game. It would completely break the game if I got any form of Magic Blitz. Because Magic Blitz is very, very stupid. Let's take a quick gander. See what we can find. Come on. Come on. Magic Blitz, please. It's not showing up. Magic Blitz is pretty rare, to be fair. But we will dig as much as we have to. And hopefully we will find what we're looking for. But I have my doubts. Oh, good. Oh, good. We're making some real money. I'm really glad that we found a set that's generating us solid cash flow while we're doing all this. We could get rid of the Abyssal Ring, which is 211. These are both 211%. What would I give up, though? I don't know. This is 172%, so it's kind of already outside of useful. Got another one of those. It's so much power. Let's give up the power. I think that's fine. There we go. So that'll be huge damage. Huge damage. The pen might become useful. I don't know. I'm not entirely sold on the penetration. My goodness. I don't know what we're doing with all this energy, by the way. I'm not sure if it'll actually play a role long term. We will see. And nothing good there. I do wonder, because I play this game at a relatively quick pace, like how often I roll over something that is actually of vital importance and I just skip over it. This thing, by the way, is really useful with very specific characters. So definitely don't sleep on it. This is where the dodge is going to start becoming more and more of an issue. So we're going to have to play around that a little bit. Wisdom. Okay. That is problematic. We took actual damage. That's not what I like to see. That's a hell of a ring right there. That's quite the ring. I would like to get that involved in my existence. I don't think this thing's ever gonna come to fruition, so we're gonna sell that off. Look at these little scroblins. What do they think? What do you think they're up to? Okay. There we go. We're gaming. We do be gaming. There's the Omnivamp effect again. That's interesting. I wonder if my lifesteal is counted as Omnivamp, just as long as I'm wearing the armor. That would be interesting. So we're getting physical attack, which is, you know, a thing, I guess. It's not really what I intend on playing around, but it is kind of... It existing means that I kind of have to play around it. Okay. That's 100% max health. That's pretty good. That is more than my Vamp chestplate. Wow! Look at all that wisdom. That's not gonna do anyone any good. Okay. Even more wisdom. All the wisdom. This guy's got triple attack. We're gonna have to start looking at abilities, because, these guys are gonna start fucking me up, I think. This guy's got multi-cleanse. Oh, man. Yeah, this is gonna start getting scary, I think. We need to ramp up as much as our enemies are. This is never coming into play, now that that's as upgraded as it is. As it immediately kind of came into play. Okay. That's good damage, but you see the problem is these bastards with the unlimited dodge chance. I need some dodge pen, and I don't know how to get it. So we need to be tanky enough to survive them. Is the really, really scary thing. And I don't know how to do that, necessarily. We can get some extra elemental power. It's up to 167%. That's pretty good for a demon. We're still wearing our shitty demon boots, by the way, but I don't really have a better option. Let's do some rolling and see if anything inspires us. Otherwise, we're finally gonna give up the dazzle, I think. I think that's the top one to get rid of. Finally, a pants upgrade. Not what I'm after. We gotta keep an eye out for... Oh, hey, nice. That's good. We gotta keep an eye out for the Magic Burst. Magic Burst would change our lives. Things would go from, like, maybe dying in one hit to guaranteed dying in one hit. Let's go ahead and get 125 Dazzle. Prepare your ears. Prepare your ears for what happens next. We'll see how much I regret this. Oh, baby. This guy's got 3k. Oh, my God. He had 3k whatchamacallit on him. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, as they add more and more items into the pool, obviously it becomes harder and harder to make your perfect build. And it's weird. I don't know how they go about improving that. Obviously they could do some RNG to manipulate it in your favor potentially. But you know, there's problems with that too. If you make the game too easy, and arguably it already is too easy, then like what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Like I'm just sitting here rolling. I'm not looking at the enemies. I'm just looking at the stuff here. I'm just trying to make the most optimum build. And at this point, it's like you better roll fast enough, or you're just gonna end up like weaker than you would have been otherwise, or you gotta sit here and like re-roll over and over anyway, which is just silly. I just rolled past a green dagger that I probably should have taken. But hopefully that doesn't end up mattering. I don't think I'm ever putting demon pants back on, so I should probably dump all those. Got turtle armor, which is pretty good. More of this stuff. Yeah, let's get rid of our demon leggings. We're never putting those back on. No, never putting those leggings back on. It is very tempting to get some critical damage, but I don't think that the ring is the best source of critical damage. I think it's actually the literal worst source of critical damage. So I'm not that interested in that version. Let's see what we got in here. This is never getting... Well, it's... No, it's not. Let's be realistic. It's really difficult to decide what you're holding on to and what you're not. Okay, so we're placing something. It's that time again. There's the jerkin. We could make that jerkin super strong and get like super giga crit, but we don't have any like critical hit chance base, so I don't think that's super helpful on its own. We could get percent health, or we could get max health, or we could get elemental power. Those are the main choices that I'm kind of looking at right now. We've got 99k, by the way, which is kind of absurd. Nothing like what I'm after in here, though. Oh, I should have upgraded my blue boots. What am I doing? You see what I mean? That's not very gamer of me to just skip an upgrade. When does the poison armor start showing up? Like, I've got one piece of poison in my whole set. And it just, like, happened to show up and I got lucky, sort of deal. It feels pretty weird to have, like, a class designated poison and then not have anything to, like, play around with it. It's pretty strange. I could get Malice as a modifier. That could be good. Max energy doesn't really do much for me. These costs are starting to build. It's tempting to just dump one of these for the massive elemental modifier on it as well. Like, that could be a decent source. This is granting actual cinder damage. So maybe I should sacrifice a piece of cinder. Just to get that going. The more elemental effects applying, the merrier, of course. 25%. This is 150%. These are pretty much never going to get used. The rerolls are getting too expensive. I can't continue. We have to choose something. It's time. Let's go for this. So we're at 244. That brings us up to 548. Hopefully that'll get us there. We need to start applying a little bit of flat health as well. Look at how much poison's on this guy. That's crazy. That's a good sign. It's a very good sign that this build is doing its job. Ooh. Common Blood Edge. That 100? 100? That's crazy. It's kind of absurd. Just to have that as like a flat number. We're looking for... Here we go. Let's go with the chest piece. And we can start powering that up. There we go. It's another level up. We're doing pretty well. Meanwhile, there's all sorts of like crazy demons on the other screen, and I'm just like, Lamau, me buy item. Welcome to my... That was the wrong dagger, goddammit. That was a dazzle. I got rused. Got rused into buying the wrong thing. Like, there should be a way to, like, cancel out certain things showing up after a certain point, I think. It's pretty dumb having some of these giga basic items show up. That's a lot of armor and toughness. Toughness is pretty goated. I might sacrifice that just to have the toughness. We'll see. I think the next thing I'm getting rid of is this, guaranteed. Goddamn. I'm just gonna... Oh, shit. Can we make it to 177k? I'm gonna try. I think we can make it. What am I dumping? I can probably dump this to make it. Yeah, there we go. And then we just... This gives us 100... This gives us all the things that I want. It gives me cinder damage, it gives me armor, it gives me max health. That's perfect. That's wonderful. So now we've got even more damage types going. Which is exactly what we want. And we are just ripping through. 6.4k damage, by the way. Freeze attack is still our highest attack type. Which is funny. I guess that makes sense, given how things have been going. My goodness. Okay, they managed to get a hit in. It's a little concerning. I'm gonna see if I can get this upgraded. I've been sitting on these two daggers and humming and hawing on whether I want to continue down the line of freeze attack, and I think I will. I think I will grab a little bit more freeze attack. Although at some point I'd like to invest fully into poison. It's simply that we haven't had any like great poison modifiers yet. All of the poison modifiers have been centered around other stuff. Or just like, you know, standalone. Which is not good enough. Okay. That guy's really dangerous. He can get a parry if he's left alone. Thankfully, we've got demon gear kind of stopping everything from getting to play the video game. Keep in mind that, like, the reason why this build is overpowered is because demon gear is just allowing me to attack everybody at once. It literally just, like, obsoletes large swaths of the video game. And, yeah, if I weren't going for, like, you know, here's how OP you can get, I don't think I would use it. I think it's kind of, like, too fucking good. They need to nerf it. They genuinely need to nerf it. Okay, it's time to do some more rolling. Rolling, 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 rolling. Do more Cinder. Don't think there's too much point. This is a lot of Omnivamp. Am I seriously out of things to, like, sacrifice? Surely not. Oh yeah, we were gonna sacrifice a dagger. But I wanted to combine them first. Hooray! Our dagger's up to 90 physical damage. That's something, I guess. That gives me a ton of energy. But what's that worth to me? The answer is not much. I might be forgetting how Magic Burst works, honestly. Is Magic... Oh, Insight! There it is! That's the stat I'm looking for. That gives me Magic Blitz. Okay, so let's grab that. Even if it's only the tiniest amount of Magic Blitz, it's still going to be worth it, because it's going to multiply my damage numbers on my first attack, which is silly. Because my first attack is the only attack that I really need. it's the one and only attack. A lot of the time. I've probably been skipping over this ring over and over, not recognizing it as the Magic Blitz. And if I have been doing that, I apologize. That's my B. Let's 125%, 175%. We can grab that. We might be able to catch up with it. 3K. We're still in the ballpark of this being an acceptable amount of money to spend. Might be able to double up on that. We'll see. Freeze attack. This is getting a little expensive. But this is one of those scenarios where you kind of want to have like the absolute very best thing. Magic Insight on that wand. That's definitely going to be something to keep an eye on. Because we're going to want to get our Magic Burst way up. Not just a little bit up. Okay, that's it. Okay, it's going to be this. There we go. So... We'll hold on to the ring, I guess, for now. And now watch our attack as we attack. 6.4k, and we're going up to 13k. So it's literally just doubling my attack. And keep in mind that my build isn't even really centered around doing, like, physical damage, even though that is what it's doing now. It's centered around doing, it's centered around elemental. So like we've just got that much damage to work with at this point that we're just ripping through everything. It's rather silly. I don't know how much further this run can go because we're gonna start running into enemies that are going to be basically unkillable, like this guy with like 1 billion dodge. But, you know, until they start hitting back, I don't really have too much to worry about. This guy's got a bunch of stun chance on him from the electro charge, so I can't really do too much. But I need some sort of stun penetration, and I need even more HP. That way I can survive when they start hitting me back, because that's my big concern, is that you know, they are going to start hitting me back, and when they do, I'm gonna be in a lot of trouble. Hooray! Look at the wonderful, wonderful. Okay, I'd love to upgrade my pants too. Pants are a little bit dated, but yeah, we haven't really seen any like major armor upgrade options as of late, which is curious. So we've got 145 poison on us from that attack, but we full healed it immediately. So yeah, we need stuff that gives us more what's the word? What is the word? My brain's melting. This shit gets so intense. This is... Whoa, 35 insight. Don't mind if I friggin' do. Okay. Well, we got that just in time. Probably gonna slap that down immediately. That's giving 21. This is giving 21. This is giving 35. Which is very good. But after this, we need to start going for... This is percent faith. But it would just be a flat 42% faith. It would also give me combat. Which does not get stacked. It might be worth it just to have some more modifiers. I think I'm gonna grab these and like just sit on it for a little while and think about it. Let's see. 30 wisdom, that's not the stat we're looking for. We're looking for insight. That's 70 max health. That's not bad. Okay. That's... I thought it said 91% Omnivamp. I'm like, wow, it's good. Nope, it's not. It was almost good at one point. But yeah, it feels like I've kind of hit the cap on gear, almost. Like there's just no gear left to find. Which is surprising. I think that it would continue scaling. But I guess it has to stop at some point. They can't just keep going forever making new stuff, right? In theory. That's a big ring right there, 175% max health. Okay, we're gonna dump the... What are we dumping? 35 insight. The wisdom doesn't matter. It shouldn't play a role. And we're at 6.9k. That's gonna go up to 28k now, 29k. So that's really good. As long as we don't have any... Okay, we're starting to get a lot more death messages. That is definitely noteworthy. I think we're getting up there. Enemies might be getting kind of dangerous. Keep in mind that this is early access, which means that, you know, the people who are playing, they've been playing on their own sort of deal. There's not too many gamers playing this game right now. Oh man, are we about to die? That guy died from the poison. We're taking poison damage now, so let's keep an eye on things. We're taking little bits of damage. We're healing, but we're good. Okay, so I think what that shows me is that I need more recovery. So the living helmet might be the next thing I put on. I don't know how we penetrate through this guy's dodge so regularly, but I need to figure out how I do that. Because that seems very important. I'm also going to grab that and we'll maybe play around with it. I need to start rolling again. I was too busy just blabbing when I should be looking to upgrade my gear. Because you can always achieve a higher level. I mean, that's not true. There is a limit. But we are far from it on any of our gear at this point. We should be looking to power up still. Bruh. This is rough. Okay, so we've got 90. We've got some stuff for like penetration and whatnot. Could play around with that. I'm really missing my my executioner mask. That was making my life a lot better while I had it. But there's no going back. Oh my. Okay, that's gonna give me a lot of stats. That's gonna give me a whole ton of stats. That's a lot of armor as well. I'm gonna hold on to that. We don't have any of... There's some builds that have, like, really crazy multipliers. And they help a lot with stuff. Okay, we're gonna go for... Gonna go for the 200% max health. And see how that treats us. We're up to 955 off of that. That's pretty good. You know what? I decided I don't care about armor. This is a build about lifesteal. Let's play around it. Let's play around the lifesteal. That said, yeah, so like damage doesn't matter because it doesn't matter how many times I hit these fuckers with the dodge. 0 is 0. So we need health. That said, as these guys start to like live more and more, that's going to be problematic too. But you can see that we're doing the damage that we need to do. 8.3k poison on both of them. They're in a lot of trouble. Okay, just keep on rolling. Rolling and praying. That's where we're at. Just hope you find the things you need. I'm sure my my demon armor could have been maxed out by now if I were more on it, but it's one of those things where fatigue starts to get you in a game like this. Almost frustratingly. I'm not a super big fan of that factor, but obviously I could just quit out and come back, but I don't know. I like doing it in one big sesh. Okay. What do we got? That's something. Not really. Not really something. It's kind of something. That Omnivamp is crazy. And look at the 1000% gold gen. That's insanity, dude. I kind of want to put it on just to, like, generate some more money, but, like, I don't know how helpful it would be for my build. Not to mention I'd have to go and find something else to work with there. Yeah, so I want Faith and I want Combat. I think Combat's gonna help me get extra hits. Right? Is Combat the one that helps me get extra hits? Let's see. Combat. It's just another damage multiplier. Let's grab it because it's a damage multiplier. That sounds good. There we go. And we'll hope that's useful to us. I don't know. Oh shit. It's fucking Jupiter. This shithead. Oh my god. I'm dead. I'm dead. Yeah. Every time I come across this guy, I die. Okay, so we need to take Demon off. This guy's got exploited. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of dead no matter what. He stuns you and then he kills you. So I need to take Demon off. Which means we're losing these two pieces. And we need to find something to replace it. I should have been more ready. Let's throw Malice on. That's fine. It's at least something. Hopefully the Malice return damage will save us. We might be going in without shoes. It's very possible. Another freeze attack. I can't put this on because I've already got a modifier. Same with these. I think we're kind of doomed. Can't put those on because modifier. Same deal. I think we're just going in without shoes. We haven't been able to find any anything that like matches up with what we're wearing. I could upgrade this one more time. That would be good. Okay, what we need to do is start locking in items that are going to help my damage output. So we'll lock this and this. And that's fine too. And then we just need one okay, that's fine. Okay. So this is what we're going in with. Oh, this is probably game over. We're going to convert all of these. And we're going to not attack Jupiter. And we're going to kill everyone around Jupiter first. That's the plan. Okay. We're dead. We're dead when we click attack. Damn. Alrighty. Well, that's it. We surpassed 84% of players, which is pretty good. Jupiter sucks. That's what I'm going with there. And cause of death, 897 poison damage. Ouch. Alright, so that's MegaLoot. That was a crazy, crazy long run. I hope you enjoyed the epic that was that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the leaderboard. That puts us at floor 20. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th place. It's not bad. You can't see what these guys are running because they were probably another patch. But yeah, this guy made it to a floor 133. This guy made it to 101. Floor 20 doesn't sound very far, does it? It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. And yeah, there it is. There's like some lore going on. I don't know. That's MegaLoot. It's a fun game, but it's missing something. The difficulty curve is too flat, and if you get ahead of it, you just kind of stay ahead of it until you just die instantly. There's never any like, oh, I'm getting close to dying. It's like no, you're dead. You're dead. Sometimes you get some interesting interactions in like the early mid game, but it's mostly just like hyper optimizing. I do like this game, and I think it's got the potential to be extremely good. The bones are amazing, but there's just like a little something here and there that needs to change. And I think it'll be awesome. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you made it this far, holy shit. Maybe you're asleep or something, I don't know. Leave a comment if you made it to the end of the video. I appreciate you. Catch you next time.